It's kind of fun to make them happy. Like visually, this game obviously looks better, and I think it pays a lot of homage to the original. It obviously leans more into like the style of Origami King and Color Splash. So I get it if that's not everyone's cup of tea for Paper Mario. I do have a soft spot for kind of how it was done in the first two games. And I guess probably even Super Paper Mario to the extent where it's like not everything necessarily had that paper aesthetic to it. But I never had a problem with it personally. I just thought it was still a cool mix, just the overall presentation of it. So I understand if there's some preference for the original for people in terms of visuals. Just because this game does go full in on the paper style for sure. Everything looks very crafted. Yoshi, you okay there, bud? Let's go to the Glitch Pit. Probably fight Rock Hawk for funsies. We'll see if he's actually gotten better or anything. The biggest thing here is just the kind of overall attention to detail with characters having more sprites, more animation, the environment kind of being more reactive, more expressions, like just... I might have repeated the expressions bit there, but it's just that level, like the attention to detail, that level of quality that bumps this game up a notch, that I really think makes it feel much more modern. Because the original didn't have didn't really have like back sprites and stuff. A lot of partners lacked like certain expressions or just, you know, I do love a lot of the extra stuff we see in this game, that's for sure. Probably go see Tech. I think we'll do that after this. We'll just knock a few things out of the way here. So preparing items for both the Pit of 100 Trials and Prince Mush is probably going to be a little difficult. I might have to like do my best to over prepare in that sense. And I can't just totally load up on Ultra Shrooms and what's their face? Ultra Shrooms and Jam and Jellies, because those are like 200 a pop. And that would drain me pretty hard. I know I'll get a lot of coins out of the pit, obviously, but that's like depending on what I do first, right? Hello there, Mr. Gonzalez. Ready for a fight, are you? Well, alright. And let me just check here. Your next opponent will be ranked 1 on the Rock Hawk. I doubt he's really seen a big bump up, if at all. That's probably the same. Okay, it looks the same. We're gonna rock this guy's world this time. Yeah. Alright, bud. I'm gonna have you on the ropes in no time. Hey. Mario's like, what, are you tickling me, bro? Three star points. So I'd only have to do that fight, what, 5 more times? Six, seven more times. Pretty sure I got my math there correct. Is this the best way to kind of grind for coins? Because it feels like it. You get 50 coins each time for beating him. Alright. Let's go take care of those quests. Although, with the exception of the graffiti one, because that is a... that one's going to be a little much. That will kind of have to be covered in the me going through the pit. I'm trying to think of like the easier things to wrap up and show off. I'll probably show off the minigame stuff from the Pianta Parlor. So I think I need to go to chapter 2, right? Let's see what else is there. I saw Antifreeze say this. I find for myself the pacing is all right enough. I won't say it's like spectacular, but for me, I've never found the pacing to totally get too distracting in this game. I think it flows well enough. I could just say, I know this wouldn't be a game I would point to that has spectacular pacing, that's for sure. I know I talked about it a little bit earlier. I do think the game, like, has good pacings at points, but maybe not in, like, every aspect in terms of, like, good pacing on the story or how the chapter progresses, that kind of stuff. No, this is a problem, eh? What's that you say? You could help me? Excellent, just marvelous. I was just about to give up on the whole deal. I came to the woods just to see the great tree, but the thugs up ahead scared me. Contending with goons is not part of my repertoire, so to speak, so I've settled here. Do you suppose you could give all the goons up ahead a proper thrashing for me? Well, I'll be waiting here until you do. Thanks in advance, chum. Chum. For a second I was like, where's Coops? I mean, this should pretty much be a cakewalk. I guess I could make this even easier if I just had the bump attack or whatever on. But alas, I do not. Hey, the way I look at it is that I'm getting the 1 star point, you know? No. Took care of those goons already, eh? Marvelous. I can finally see the great tree. I'm in your debt, sir. It isn't too much, but I hope this will do for your troubles. It's my change from lunch. 30 coins. Perhaps I'll see you up ahead. You solved the trouble. I mean, it is kind of, was mine flashing there? It is kind of, oops. Where I'm going to get back to the pipe. Right. Obviously, the biggest talking point here is just going to be, it's just going to be to do with the whole remake versus remaster argument. Ah, the great tree. As you watch us foolishly continue to repeat history, what could you think of us? You can do nothing but stand and watch our ignorance. No. What rot? To assume that a tree can do nothing, that only proves my own foolishness. You're strange. So what Goombella say about you? That's Doty, the toad who asked for help. I'm so glad he finally got to see the place, you know? Okay. If you want, like, I understand on the technical level that the game was made from the ground up, and I know I've said that like so many times. But I just feel like a remake should be more than just like a technical level side, right? I feel it is something that should be more tangible to the player, something that's easier to feel. Like, I get that this game, for the diehards of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, I get that there may be a different feeling with like how it handles, like maybe the action commands or the movement's a bit off. The main thing I know is I feel like Yoshi has a bit more wind up than he does in the original. I feel like in the original he just kind of goes, where in this he kind of needs to build the speed up. I've maybe noticed like small differences with the action commands, but like very, very small changes. It's really hard. It's really hard to say like, oh, for sure these are super duper different. And I don't think they changed the overall experience. It's more of just learning. It's just adjusting, making like little adjustments to how the game controls and how the action commands are, right? Let me see what's in here. You found a piece of paper with info about Candy Koopa on it, so you got it to your catalog. You seem pretty cheery, and as always, I'm happily busy with my research. By the by, do you know what was in that treasure chest we found in the place? It contained a dried mushroom! Oh no, it's nothing to be disappointed by. Now we know for certain that people indeed ate mushrooms 1,000 years ago. This is a groundbreaking anthropological discovery. Of course. Yeah, I remember it being something kind of silly. Alright, what's our next help? Help me make it up. I got into a fight with my mom, and I need you to help me make it up with her. I'll be waiting near the sanctum in Poshley Heights. Want to take him Bubba's trouble? Yes. Oh yeah, we got Lady Bow to go see. So true. Actually, hang on. Before we get to that, I want to go visit Tech. Right, so I think I said for me personally, oh, this way. Remaking this game would have meant changing how some of the chapters progressed, if not all of them. I don't like, to me, it doesn't need to be a total overhaul. Total overhaul. I think that's where you get more into like reimagined territory, like kind of like a Final Fantasy VII situation. Is there a star piece behind there? No. Unless I already grabbed it. Um, but to me, it would have been like I've always said my biggest issue with this game is kind of how a lot of the areas are smaller and don't feel as connected to the world. I would have at least liked to see them expand these areas, add more rooms or screens, different whole sections to go to, right? Something that, again, I've always said, like, the experience is familiar, but it's different. It surprises you. And no, I don't include adding a pipe into Chapter 4 to cut down on backtracking as surprising. Like, I think a lot of people that know this game would have hoped for something like that. You know, I don't think that's something that you go, wow, that's amazing. Is it this door? Or this elevator, I should say.